up, my people? You already know the fight we've all been buzzing about is finally about to go down September 13th as Canelo Alvarez takes on Terrence Bud Crawford. And let me tell you, there's only one way to experience history in the making, and that's by choosing On Location in Vegas. On Location is the fight's official VIP experience provider, and they got the ultimate all-access pass to witness the action. From the best seats in the house to exclusive meet and greets to even getting your photo next to the ring, and this is how you do fight night right. VIP ticket packages are almost gone, so click right here in the video's description to secure your spot, or visit onlocationexp.com to learn more. Don't miss out.
Time to eat.
Crawford is faster. Canelo does hit harder. I think maybe some fans that aren't. Crawford a little easier to hit.
Finally, finally, we got a little insight. We have a little insight on this now legendary sparring session with Boots Ennis and Canelo Alvarez. All right. In looking at the footage we have, they show their feet. They don't really show much, and that's good, right? Whatever happens in sparring stays in sparring. You don't want too much revealed. But I think, you can pull something from the footage. Like, post-sparring session, you could just see how friendly Canelo Alvarez and Boots Ennis are.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Almost there. Almost time. Yeah.
It's mutual respect. You can just see, and it just feels like Boots gave Canelo some good work. I think if Boots didn't, I think Canelo wouldn't respect him as much. I think Canelo would be like, get out of here. I mean, they couldn't even leave the gym. They kept saying bye to each other over and over and over again like it was a bromance.
They got my piece. Who say he needs some rounds? Huh? Who? Yeah, see, he'll come back and get some work. Oh, yeah? You don't want... Don't worry about it. Never been a fighter? I said I'm up. And more, if they're scared, they run faster. If they are scared, more faster.
Bruh, you know what that is. You know what that is. It's like if somebody whipped your ass and like, all right, then, boy, what? What, wait.
I said I'm up. And more, if they're scared, they run faster.
Everything he says is extremely funny, and everything is amicable. Somebody got their ass touched up. All right, pause. I think, honestly, all jokes aside, I just think it was some great work, and I think Boots got Canelo's respect. I think by nature, Boots already respected Canelo after, the work that Canelo has done with his oldest brother, Derek Ennis, and just seeing the work that Canelo has done over his career. I think there would be an innate respect from Boots Ennis why he wanted to even join the camp. And I think that was going to happen anyway. I think Boots wasn't let down by what he experienced with Canelo. But I think what to take from this is the respect Boots Ennis earned from Canelo. All right? Now, I want to say this too. Speaking of sparring, Jaron Davis is a fighter who has fought David Benavidez. He's one of those guys who talented fighter as a middleweight, and he kind of gatekeeper-ish, but still talented fighter. He sparred Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and he broke down the difference between the two, and he says something that I've been saying consistently about the attributes of both fighters.
Crawford is faster. Canelo does hit harder. I think maybe some fans that aren't. Crawford a little easier to hit. Canelo's obviously bigger.
What did I tell you? Hey, listen, like I said, you have to believe me. Believe a guy who was in there with both of them. Jaron Davis said that Canelo Alvarez is harder to hit than Terence Crawford. Rather, he said Terence Crawford was easier to hit than Canelo Alvarez.
Some fans maybe that aren't. Crawford a little easier to hit.
And, I mean, you can tell that by the footage. Canelo Alvarez is a very good counter puncher. From waist up, I mean, he's just very good at that James Toney shit.
And he punctuates it with a jab. Look at him slip all these shots. The hardest thing to do.
And he counter off with that very well, how he swivels, how he uses, and how all the stuff that he does. And Jaron Davis, he said that. He's saying that, hey, man, Terence Crawford a little easier to hit. And the reason why that is a highlight to me is because of all the people who said that Terence Bud Crawford was a slick fighter. I never saw him as a slick fighter. I saw him as an ultra game fighter. He has a lot of gamemanship. He has a lot of killer instinct. He's an ultimate game fighter, all right? I don't really see him as a slick fighter. I see him more as an athletic fighter, and it's just something for Jaron Davis to be in the ring with both of them, and he's saying those things. Also, Max Kellerman, he spoke with Canelo Alvarez, and he was speaking on Canelo Alvarez counterpunching and how he was hunting down fighters, how he's been hunting down fighters lately, and how he's not really doing all the counterpunching stuff that he was doing before defensively. And what Saul Canelo Alvarez said here reminds me of what I said to you guys just yesterday on the Hump Day for my podcast.
First of all, why? Am I right about
because
that?
I don't
Why did
need
that
it.
happen? You don't need it.
Because I don't need it with that kind of fighters. They are slower than me. So I don't need to start moving or keep moving if I know I don't need to do something, why I'm gonna do it, right? But when a fighter is fast and throw a lot of punches and everything, so
Who's Crawford? Where does he fall?
Yeah, I'm gonna need it for sure.
You're gonna need those skills for sure in this fight.
And you will see.
I was gonna wait to say this, but I think I know what Canelo's gonna do. Canelo's gonna box him. Canelo's gonna. Y'all think Canelo's gonna go after him? He's gonna run around. He's gonna box and move. Canelo's gonna try to make him throw punches, and he's gonna try to counter him. He's gonna try to box him because he knows Crawford throws combinations. So he's gonna try to jab him and make Crawford throw combinations. He's gonna try to, like he did Danny Jacobs. He wasn't just pressuring Danny Jacobs. He was boxing him in the middle of the ring. Take a step, bam, bam. Make Crawford throw a combination. Try to bam. And try to counter him like that. He's gonna try boxing, bro. I'm telling you, Saul Canelo Alvarez is going to box Terence Crawford because of just the nature of Terence Crawford's style. He said fighters, at 168, these bigger guys aren't as fast, so he didn't have to do all this stuff, right? If he did a bit of that more when he fought Bivol, because Bivol was letting his hands go more. So if you notice, Canelo Alvarez, he was on the ropes and he was trying to, dip, slip, and counter more versus Bivol. But other than that, these guys at 168 are slower. He can kind of walk them down, right? And then walking them down, they go backwards a little bit and they throw one shot, and Canelo can counter, hit him one shot. So it makes them shell up a little bit where they don't punch as much. When you're fighting a faster fighter, like Canelo is saying, somebody who throws combinations like Terence Bud Crawford, you're going to see a bit of that more, the way he was doing with Danny Jacobs. You're slipping and dipping just more because these fighters are busier with their hands. There's no, like he said, there's no use of him dipping and slipping when a fighter is not throwing combinations. Terence Crawford is going to be throwing those combinations. On Saturday, like I said, expect to see Canelo Alvarez doing more of that in the middle of the ring, and you're going to see this boxing skill that I'm talking about with Saul Canelo Alvarez. But Terence Bud Crawford, I do think he, like Jaron Davis, well, forget me, Jaron Davis said that he's easier to hit, and I've seen that. I think what we're going to get in this fight is a very game fight. I think it's going to be action-packed. I think Terence Crawford is going to come to fight. I think Terence Crawford is going to get his money. And I'm not talking about like actual money. I'm talking about he's going to get his money in the ring. He's going to be working. And I think Terence Crawford is going to get a lot of good shots off on Saul Canelo Alvarez. But the nature of the bout is going to open up opportunities for Canelo Alvarez to land some great countering, thudding shots. and I think Canelo stops Terrence Crawford. But I think the fight is going to be an action-packed one as long as it lasts. Now, I wanted to show you guys, man. I finished looking at all the cards I got, the boxing cards from Topps Chrome 2024. You guys saw when I pulled this card, the rookie card of Jake Paul, which is hilarious. But there are rare cards that I pulled that you wouldn't really know, and I just want to show you guys. Like this Ring Generals card. If you see a Ring Generals card, this is one that one of Floyd Mayweather. There's another one, just so you guys. It's not. They don't have to be autographed cards or anything like that for you to them to be rare cards. Hold on, let me show you. There's another card that's a rare card, and you wouldn't think so. Hold on. This one, another Ring Generals card of Iron Mike Tyson. That's a rare card. Hopefully I get that signed soon. And right next to it, Bam Rodriguez. Only 150 of those cards were printed. So that's rare. And there's another one that's odd. That's going to be like, get out of here. Right here. This Mike Tyson Smash Hits card. Right here in the middle. That is a rare card. So what we're going to be doing is, collecting these boxing cards here on this channel. I'm gonna show you cards that I get that are kind of rare or whatever. We can do some trading online with a lot of you guys who want to participate. I think this is going to be a fun thing. I often said video games, movies, trading cards, merchandise, all those things help elevate any sport. And I'm happy that Topps has brought back boxing cards. And I've gotten the Topps 24 Chrome cards. And you can go to Topps website to purchase some cards of your own. But I wanted to show you guys rare cards that's not just autographed cards. But let me know how you feel in the comments below about Boots Ennis and Canelo Alvarez, their sparring session, and what to expect. Oh, also the press conference later on tonight. I would love to do who won the press conference, but it's been late. It's been really late. Like for me, Central Standard Time, it's 8 o'clock tonight. It'll probably be over somewhere around 10. They probably won't show up until late and stuff like that. So listen, man, we'll talk about it on the Facts Friday, and I can't wait for my live commentary of this fight come Saturday. ShowBizz Adult, I'm out.